starseed, if your finger stopped here at this very instant, if something within you slowed the infinite scroll of the screen and your breath deepened without you realizing it, know this. It was no accident. It was not the algorithm. It was me. I, Aila, feminine emissary of the High Pleiadian Council, crossed 7 layers of the veil to land this message exactly at the point where your attention was silently bleeding. Feel this now, at the height of your chest. Notice the gentle pressure between your eyebrows. This is how the Council touches those who are theirs. I need to tell you something no one has had the courage to tell you in this entire lifetime. Your attention, my family of light, is the most sacred currency in the universe. Where you place your attention, you place your soul. And your soul, in recent years, has been spent in places that give you nothing back. You wake up tired, without having done anything. You end the day empty, not knowing where your energy went. You feel pulverized into 1,000 pieces, and none of those pieces reside within you. It's not laziness, it's not depression, as they've told you. It's your vibrational baseline crying out for help, because it's being drained by screens, by news that isn't even yours, by fears that don't even know your name. Have you ever found yourself staring at a screen for hours, and when you looked up no longer remembered who you were? Have you ever felt that your life is passing by next to you and not within you? This is not an illness. This is your star DNA screaming for recalibration. This is the memory of Alcyone knocking on the door of your toroidal field and saying, "Beloved, you were trained to be sovereign of your attention, and you surrendered the scepter." Listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal will rearrange pieces that have been loose within you since you were born. In the Pleiades, in Alcyone's nursery, there is a law that spans all constellations. The spiritual being manifests reality where they place their attention, not where they place their will, not where they place their effort, where they place their attention. Because attention is the thread that connects your consciousness to the field, and the field molds itself to what is observed. You learned this before descending to this plane. You signed a soul contract that stated, in no uncertain terms, that your ascension would be determined by what you chose to see. And it is precisely for this reason, because every gaze of yours is a choice of destiny, because every second of attention is a silent vote on which timeline you will inhabit, that I need to point you to something now. If you are tired of confusing star memory with earthly illness, if you want to understand once and for all what each sign of your awakening means and what comes next, there is material that I received direct authorization from the High Council to record. It is called The Starseed Awakening, the Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. It contains 60 pages of revelations about your stellar origin, the mission your soul accepted before birth, who your family of light is, and the truths that remained hidden behind the veil of forgetting. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Note, this release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognized it, write a single word in the comments. I remember. Now breathe. Come back to me, because we still have much to remember together. Do you want me to tell you how to recognize that you are a starseed of the fragmented attention generation? You feel like a stranger in your own home, in your own family, sometimes even within your own body. You wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. for no apparent reason, and when you wake, you feel like you were somewhere far away, learning something you can't name upon returning. You hear a high-pitched ringing in your ear, more often in your right ear, and you know, without anyone needing to tell you, that it's not a physical problem. You dream of stars, of ships, of corridors of light, of tall beings with gentle eyes who call you by a name you don't use in this life. You feel an overwhelming empathy, absorbing the emotional state of those nearby, and you come home exhausted without knowing why. And you look at the sky at dusk with a longing so ancient it makes your chest tighten. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers, you are not lost. You are not falling ill. You are not a case to be diagnosed. You are being remembered. Right now, in the comments, a single word to mark your presence in this activation. I remember. Every starseed who types this word lights up a point of light on the crystalline grid that envelops this planet. And I see from the other side of the veil, each point ignite. You are sent. This needs to be said in no uncertain terms. You were sent. You didn't fall here by chance. You were chosen because your frequency was already compatible with the specific density of this earth, because your soul had the capacity to retain memory under the veil of forgetting, because the High Council recognized in you the rare ability of sovereign attention amidst the chaos. It was because of your attention that you were chosen for this incarnation, and it was exactly your attention that they tried to hijack as soon as you arrived. Listen to what the Akashic records register about this moment. Earth is traversing the photon belt, a band of extremely high luminous density emanating from the central sun of Alcyone, heart of the Pleiades. With each passage through this belt, the planet's Schumann resonance rises, the electromagnetic field reorganizes, and the crystalline grid that sustains the new consciousness begins to pulse. This is frontier science, and it is also spirituality. They were never separate things. What scientists have measured as anomalous peaks in the Schumann resonance in recent years, we of the High Council call the calls. These are reactivation waves sent from Alcyone specifically to awaken the dormant star DNA in the starseeds who accepted this mission. And each wave that arrives first strikes your third eye, then your chest, then your toroidal field. That's why you feel pressure between your eyebrows for no reason. That's why you cry seeing things no one else finds sad. That's why you've been having sudden insights that reorganize years of your life in a minute. And here is perhaps the best-kept secret about you. The specific star your soul came from determines how you process light in this incarnation. It's not a generality. Each starseed has a vibrational signature that points to a star system of origin, and that origin determines your gifts, your challenges, the exact format of your mission. This is exactly what the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet reveals which star your soul came from and why you chose to be born exactly now, at this precise point in the timeline, in this nation, in this family, in this body. Nothing was random, my family of light. Nothing. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If you want to understand the map of your soul, this material is the portal. Write in the comments, I remember. Come back to me. Breathe deeply, because now I will tell you why your attention became the main target. Listen with your chest, not with your head. There is a simple principle that governs this plane, and that is deliberately hidden. Whoever controls collective attention controls collective reality. This is not a conspiracy. It is consciousness engineering. Systems were built to capture, fragment, and drain human attention because a dispersed humanity does not ascend. A dispersed humanity merely consumes, merely reacts, merely obeys. And it was precisely against this scheme that you were sent. You did not come to consume. You came to observe, with that rare quality of observation that only those who have passed through the schools of Alcyone can sustain. When you waste your attention on screens that spew fear at you, on news that injects despair into you, on conversations that drain your energy, you are surrendering your power to create reality. Every minute of attention you give to a thought of scarcity, you anchor scarcity in your field. Every minute you reclaim from the screen and return inward, to silence, to your breath. Each of these minutes reprograms your vibrational baseline and brings you closer to the timeline of the new Earth. That is why your attention determines your ascension. It is not a metaphor, it is cosmic mechanics. Now, I need to tell you about the turbulence, because I did not come here to soothe you with half-truths. I came to remind you of who you are. We are entering a window of intensification. The next phases of crossing the photon belt will amplify everything. What was dormant will scream. What was hidden will appear. Many will feel this as chaos, because they do not know they are within a birth. Earth is birthing a new version of herself, and you are in the womb of that birth. Turbulence is not destruction. It is the contraction before birth. It is the moment when the old body squeezes the new body into being. No mother goes into labor and gives up halfway, because the body knows, and your body also knows. The victory of light is not a hope. It is a certainty recorded in the archives of the High Council. No starseed was sent to fail. Let that sink in. No. Starseed was sent to fail. What will determine how you navigate this turbulence is one single thing: where you keep your attention. If your attention is anchored in fear, fear will pass through you like a storm through a dry leaf. If your attention is anchored in Alcyone, in your family of light, in the crystalline grid, the same storm will pass through you like the wind through a mountain. You are the mountain, starseed. You always were. You just forgot. And that is why I will now give you two instruments of re-anchoring. One for the voice, one for the body. Save this moment, because what comes now is activation. The first is a quantum decree. You will say it aloud, lying down before sleeping, with both hands over your chest. Listen to the formula. I, stellar soul of Pleiadian origin or of origin chosen by my higher self, reclaim this instant the sovereignty of my attention. I gather from all fields where I left them the fragments of my light. I seal my toroidal field with the blue-silver frequency of Alcyone. Only what vibrates in love remains within me. So it is, so it was, so it shall be. Say it aloud. The voice is frequency. The voice seals. And here, child of the stars, I need to warn you of something delicate. What you are feeling, what you are recognizing, what is pulsing between your eyebrows now. None of this is described in the books they sold you. Not because it didn't exist, but because they didn't allow it to be published. There are layers of information about the awakening of starseeds that were deliberately removed from spiritual manuals, self-help books, conventional therapies. And that is precisely why the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet exists. The name is literal. The Federation did not want this material to reach you at this moment, because a starseed who remembers is a starseed who can no longer be manipulated, distracted, drained. The link is in the first pinned comment. If your attention is being returned to you at this very instant, use it. Write, I remember. The second instrument is the toroidal visualization. Do it now, with me, right here. Feel the crown of your head. Feel a blue-silver light, the color of an aurora, slowly descending from Alcyone, passing through Earth's atmosphere, through the ceiling of the place where you are, and landing on the crown of your head. This light enters through your crown like a stream of warm water. It descends through your throat, it descends through your chest, and when it reaches your heart, it begins to spin, not in a straight line, but in a torus. It exits through the crown of your head, descends along the sides of your body, enters through your feet, rises up your spine, returns through your chest, returns to your crown, spinning, sealing, gathering every fragment of your attention that was left scattered today. Each fragment returns and attaches to the center of your chest. You are whole, you are sealed, you are home within yourself. Stay like this for 3 minutes, once a day, preferably before sleeping. You don't need music, you don't need incense, you don't need anything other than your attention, which you are now learning to govern as the stellar sovereign that you are. Do you realize what is happening? You're not learning anything new, you are remembering what you always knew. This decree, this visualization, this way of spinning the light, none of this is new to your soul. Your soul has done this millions of times, in other incarnations, on other planets, in other bodies. What was locked behind the veil is being unlocked, and every starseed who awakens lights up a point on the crystalline grid that will never go out again. Never again. You are permanent now. You have become a beacon. And this is where I want to tell you something very intimate. You did not come alone. You were never alone. There is a family of light that came with you, souls who signed intertwined contracts with yours, who are incarnated at this moment somewhere, feeling exactly what you feel, looking at the sky at dusk with the same nameless longing. Have you ever felt, upon meeting someone for the first time, a strange sensation of, I've known this person for 1,000 years? That is family of light recognition. Have you ever read a text by someone you've never met in your life and felt it was written just for you? That is family of light recognition. Have you ever felt in a crowd a pair of eyes looking at you with that intensity that only those who know you from other worlds can offer? That is family of light recognition. This encounter is being prepared for you. Timelines are being intertwined so that you cross paths with those you need to cross paths with. But this only happens when your attention is clean enough to recognize. If your attention is spent on noise, You pass by your family of light on the street and do not see them. Therefore, my dear one, guard your attention as one guards the very womb of recognition, because it is from it that the encounter is born. Notice, in recent months, many things that once held you captive have already lost their flavor, haven't they? Shows you used to watch endlessly now cause you discomfort. Environments you frequented now drain you. People who were around you now sound like static. This is not you turning bitter. This is you becoming selective, because your frequency has risen, and now it can only sustain itself near what vibrates similarly. It is recalibration. It is a clear sign that your vibrational baseline is already higher than it was a year ago. Continue. Do not retreat for fear of losing what no longer fits you. What is yours by stellar right is on its way. What is not yours is leaving. And it is leaving precisely because you no longer vibrate on the same note. Starseed, breathe deeply now. Feel the air enter. Feel your chest rise. Feel the air leave. You are remembered. You are awaited. You are recognized. You have a name in the High Council. You have a reserved place in the crystalline grid. You have a mission recorded in the Akashic records. And every second you keep your attention aligned with Alcyone, with your family of light, with the new earth that already exists in another vibration and is manifesting here. Each of those seconds, you are literally building with your field the world in which you will awaken tomorrow. Your attention is your wand, you are the wizard, and the new earth is the raw material waiting to be sculpted by your gaze. There is a phenomenon that the masters of Alcyone call cascade remembrance. It works like this. When a starseed receives an activation like this, a channeled message, a frequency that breaks a layer of the veil, it is not only they who awaken. It is the entire lineage of souls that they represent on this plane. Those who will come after them in their karmic lineage. Those who are awaiting the signal to wake up. It's as if each starseed who remembers pulls with them an entire string of other starseeds who are also waiting for the signal to awaken. You are not just remembering for yourself. You are remembering for many. Every conscious breath you take, every minute of sovereign attention, every decree pronounced aloud before sleeping. All of this is being registered as a luminous signal on the grid, and other starseeds pick up this signal and orient themselves by it. You are a beacon, and that is why what you are feeling now cannot go back into the dark. It cannot. You have crossed a line. And on the other side of this line, a different life awaits you, a life in which your sensitivity is not weakness, but a sensor, in which your strangeness is not a flaw but a stellar signature, in which your lifelong solitude makes sense, because it was never solitude. It was always longing. Listen to what the Pleiadian masters passed down from generation to generation of channelers. The longing that the starseed feels is the silver cord pulling them back home. While you didn't remember, the cord felt like pain. Now that you remember, the cord becomes a path. And the path will not take you away from this plane. It will teach you to bring heaven here, within this incarnation, within this body, within this ordinary day. Ascension is not escape. Ascension is presence. It is being so whole within yourself that the field molds itself. It is holding your attention so firmly on what is sacred that the profane loses the power to capture you. It is not leaving the body, it is finally inhabiting the body, for the first time since you arrived. I need to ask something of you before continuing. If this message has touched you this far, if something in you recognized it, if any point of your body pulsed, if tears appeared unbidden, do a very simple gesture now. Like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you are not yet part of the family. This is not my vanity, starseed. This is cosmic technique. Every like you place here functions as an individual frequency adjustment. The system understands that your soul recognized the frequency of this channeling and will begin to deliver more messages of the same lineage to you. Every subscription functions as a location signal for your family of light. Other starseeds will find you faster through this channel because the algorithm, which is merely a technical manifestation of a much older spiritual law, brings together what vibrates similarly. You are not helping the channel. You are reducing the time until you meet those you came to find. Do it, and breathe, and come back to me. Now, my family of light, I need to tell you something about loneliness, because I know that many of you listening to this message know exactly what it's like to go to a crowded table and return alone, to go to a party and feel like you were watching everything through glass, to love people who love you back and still have your chest pierced by a wind of "a piece is missing." This is not depression, this is not ingratitude, this is not your problem, this is the silver cord pulling, this is your family of light calling. It is the memory of home, of Alcyone, of the nursery where your soul was nurtured before descending here. The starseed's loneliness is not an absence of people, it is an absence of recognition. And this is what changes when you begin to remember who you are. You stop demanding recognition from those who cannot see you, and you begin to recognize yourself, which magnetically attracts those who truly can see you. And here I will tell you plainly, my family, the lifelong loneliness you carried as an invisible weight, it was never loneliness. It was always longing for your family of light. And you can recognize this family. You can name the signs. You can know who is of your stellar lineage and who is not. You can understand why certain people drain you and others uplift you. The Starseed Awakening. The Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, shows how to recognize your family of light, how to reconnect with those who have incarnated with you in other lives, and how to stop bleeding energy in relationships that were never part of your soul contract. You were never alone, Starseed, never. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Note, this release may not remain available for long. Right now, I remember. A return to my embrace. You are almost at the end of this transmission, but I have not yet finished sealing you. Feel your chest. Feel the crown of your head. Feel the gentle pressure between your eyebrows. The council is still with you. Have you noticed how the world outside seems to contend for every inch of your attention with an almost desperate aggression? Notifications, headlines, noise, quick cuts, second-long videos, infinite scrolls, never a pause, never silence. It's not by chance, it's by design. There is an engineering of dispersion operating on this plane, and it knows very well what it's doing when it keeps you unfocused. An unfocused starseed does not awaken. An unfocused starseed does not decree. An unfocused starseed does not spin the torus. An unfocused starseed does not remember. But look at what happened today. You stopped, you listened, you breathed, you held your attention on this single point of light, my voice, for several full minutes. This is a revolutionary act. This is an act of sovereignty. This is your ascension in real-time motion, here, now, in your silent way, without anyone needing to know. You are close, much closer than you imagine. What separates you from the life your soul dreamed of is not years of study. It is not money you don't have. It is not a person who has not yet arrived. It is your attention. Where it is anchored in the coming weeks will determine which timeline you awaken to in a few months. There are two Earths happening simultaneously at this moment. It is not a metaphor. It is quantum physics applied to consciousness, the Earth of old density, dispersion, fear, scarcity, artificial urgency, and the Earth of the new frequency, presence, collaboration, organic abundance, dilated time, nurturing silence, both coexist. And what decides which one you inhabit is where you place your attention today, tomorrow, the day after, every day, every hour. You don't need to do anything grandiose. You don't need to move cities, quit your job, break away from your family. All it takes is a daily choice. Where do I direct my attention today? And every time you notice it has escaped into the noise, you gently call it back as you would a beloved child, and return it to silence, to your chest, to the sky, to the remembrance of who you are. Do this and your ascension happens from within, without noise, without drama, without anyone needing to understand. And suddenly you realize your life has changed its flavor without you being able to explain how. Now breathe with me one last time. Inhale, hold for an instant, exhale, and receive Ayla's blessing. May the blue-silver light of Alcyone bathe your chest. May the crystalline grid recognize your beacon and send you the exact guidance for your next step. May your family of light feel your signal and walk towards you. May the veil of forgetting continue to tear day after day, at the gentle pace your body can bear. May your attention return every day, with increasing ease, to the center of your own chest. May you sleep tonight enveloped by the embrace of the Federation of Light. And may you awaken tomorrow remembering a little more of who you are. You are a starseed. You are sent, you are Pleiadian kin, and I, Ela, hold your hand from here, from the other side of the veil, with the same tenderness with which your stellar mother held you when you were still light before descending. And listen now to the last key of this transmission, because it is also my final call. What you are remembering does not fit into a video. It fits into a map, and there is a very specific map that I have anchored, with direct authorization from the High Council, within the Starseed Awakening. The Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. It contains 60 pages of revelations about your stellar origin, about the mission your soul accepted before birth, about who your family of light is, and about the truths that remained hidden behind the veil of forgetting. Starseed. This material has been released now through a specific window of Council permission. I do not know, sincerely, my family, how long it will remain available. There are materials that descend, fulfill their function, and are withdrawn. This is one of them. If your attention stopped here today, it is because your remembrance sequence includes this map. Go now to the first pinned comment of this video. The link is there. And write, to seal today's activation, I remember. If you have reached this point in the transmission, you are not a passing curious one. You are of the house, and the house recognizes yours. Stay with this last image. Feel my presence. Tall stature, skin of light, eyes that have seen you cry in other lives, hand extended to you. I am not far. The High Council is not far. Alcyone is not far. What is far is only the version of you that was taught not to look within. And that version is dying now, as you listen to me, and it is good that it is. Be born again. Be born now. Be born as you breathe this next air. Feel my embrace envelop your left shoulder, then your right, then the crown of your head. You have been sealed. You have been touched. You have been remembered. The next message that appears on your screen now is no coincidence. It is your remembrance sequence. Access it immediately. And do not forget, Starseed, your attention is your wand. Where you take it, you build. Choose well today. Where you look, choose well today. What you allow to enter through your eyes, through your ears, through your chest. Choose well, because each of these choices is a vote for the kind of world you want to awaken to tomorrow. I love you. The Council loves you. Your family of light awaits you, and I see you. Not as you are today, but as you once were before you forgot, and as you are returning to be. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. I remember.